Sports fans with Wally Scott, welcome on the show. Now today on the show, well, you can get the full video of this particular program on Fam TV Sports. Fam TV Sports on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, and on Instagram. That's right beside me on the screen there. Now, the Tigers, Nigeria's national basketball team. Now, I've played 2 friendlies in the US. We'll try and assess their performances so far. And of course, the Nigerian national female football team, the Falcons, might be facing either Sudan or Comoros on their way to the Olympic Games in Los Angeles in 2028. And of course, the big one, the UEFA Champions League. We're seeing a lot of drama so far. A 9-goal thriller in a semi-final, highest in any history of the UEFA Champions League. We'll try and assess that, all 4 teams at the same time too. My name is Wally Scott. We'll take a short break. We'll come back soon. Stay with us. Sports fans with Wally Scott, welcome back. Now we've got Sylvester Nicol, as usual. With us on the show today.
Mr. Wally.
It's good to be here. It's good to have you here, as usual.
Thank you.
Let's start with the Tigers. Now, I said we'll try and assess the team. Now, this is our national female basketball team. And they've played 2 friendlies, tune-up games, they call them, against 2 club sides, female club sides in the US. They lost both matches. So what does this say about when they get to the tournament proper from these young ladies?
Well, I feel it's a warm-up game, so we shouldn't really count it as much because it really doesn't mean that when they get into the tournament proper, they're going to fumble. And if you look at the team, they have a core of young NCAA players. That's high school players in America. Majority of the core of the team is not present in camp at the moment because they are still engaged with club competition. So presently, they have just they've not really played together. So it's an integration process because the older ones have not yet blended with the younger core of players there. So I feel over time, when we have the full squad, when they train together for some time, I feel we'll get the best of them.
So you're saying we should not be scared. What you're saying is these are just basically young players put together so we can satisfy the fans and play friendlies. However, I know for one that some senior players actually play in Greece, some senior players play in Turkey. Most of the senior players who were in the US were actually not in the team that played these 2 friendlies, which means you're saying basketball fans should not be scared. This is just a warm-up match between most of our youngsters and the senior members, I want to was them, have not joined the squad yet. So we should not be scared.
We shouldn't be at all. Because I believe so much in the team. And I think by the time they play together, when the team chemistry is there and they have quality on the bench, I feel we'll progress, we'll go far.
Yes, what teams should we expect might be the problem of the Tigers when they get to the tournament proper? Of course, the USA
number
dream
1
team, of course. But there are other teams who are actually getting better by the day.
Australia,
yeah?
Then I think North Korea, because those ladies are tall. They are tall. So for strength, they'll not be able to match us for strength, but because they are fast. We have issues playing against fast-playing players. But if they're able to calm down the game and take all our opportunities, take our shots properly, and I feel
I said
progress.
it on a former show that I was involved on a different media station. And I spoke about the fear of the Asians when it comes to basketball. In the last few years, the amount of basketballers who have, come out of the blues in Asian countries, China, North Korea, South Korea, have boomed by 75% from 30% in the past. Why? Look at football. Chicharito, Javier Hernandez. He plays for Manchester United. And you will be surprised that the way crime rate drops in Mexico whenever Javier Hernandez is playing for Manchester United. And you know how many Mexicans wanted to play football just because of Chicharito? Same way with Asians. There's somebody called Yao Ming in the NBA. He's Asian. And I think he has been able to tell Asians that, listen, we can actually play basketball. Yao Ming is a legend in the NBA. So the amount of Asians who are getting involved in basketball these days is explosive, is massive, which means the Asian teams in basketball, male or female, should be feared.
I agree.
Their fear is wisdom right now.
Yeah, then another thing is what the Asians do well is they prepare years ahead.
And in
years ahead.
in every sport they're involved in, they are fast. They're like, they carry a bike or car down, bam, they're gone.
I think it's part of the thing that they do in training.
Yeah.
They get them right from toddlers. So the way their training is different from every other country. Only God knows how they do that, but I think they are very perfect with. They are very light on their feet. So the way they move themselves, it's incredible.
Okay, so the fear of the Asians is the beginning of wisdom as far as basketball is concerned at this point. And we'll take a short break. I don't know how well the Falcons have made us proud so far, but they might be or should be at the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. And I'll be taking up against Sudan or Comoros. We'll try and look at our team so far. Some people are saying there are too many old people in the team. The coaches are not injecting young legs into the team. Is that true? We'll talk about that when we come back. Sports fans will continue. Stay with us. Welcome back, sports fans with Wally Scott. Don't forget, this channel is brand new. Brand new, and of course, it's called Fam TV Sports. Fam TV Sports on YouTube, Fam TV Sports on Instagram, Fam TV Sports on Facebook. It's brand new. Fam TV Sports, okay? Don't forget that. The Falcons. We always have the usual suspects. The usual suspects. Rashidata, Adibade, Oshuala. And people are complaining that, listen, we have lots and tons of young females in Nigeria. And even some actually planning their trade abroad who can actually be injected quickly into the team before the old war horses become sluggish and rusty. Let's quickly start integrating them into but for some reasons, the coach is just relying on his old legs. These legs will grow old, as the old legs they're calling them. They will grow old eventually. We're not doing enough to inject. Some people are saying that. I don't know if it's true. They say we're not injecting new blood into the so-called war horses that we've had in the past. The Oshualas, the Ajibades, usual suspects.
Yeah, for me, I still haven't really seen new players being integrated into the Super Falcons team. I think we are still relying basically much on the old legs. But how long would their legs carry them? That's another thing we should consider. So I feel the NFF should consider a broader search, like go around, organize competitions, pick these girls young, integrate them with the old ones so that they will understand the team chemistry. They will understand how the team plays. Also with the coach. The coach should also go around, go to different places. It doesn't have to be all foreign players. We have a whole lot of fantastic female players who can do the job here in Nigeria. So I feel the NFF should look around, should search well.
The camera should be looking at me right now because I'm talking as Wally Scott. Sylvester Nicole will have his own opinion. Me, this is my opinion. I want to believe, honestly, without fear of favor, that the average Nigerian coach is extensively lazy. He is very, very lazy. Because you see, in a country where they have a thriving female football league, the Delta Queens and the rest of them of this world, are you telling me that if our coaches can just take time out and go and watch one or two of these female league matches, you will not see one star, one raw talent there? But no, they are contented with calling the Oshualas, the Ajibades. They're not hardworking. They are very lazy. They can't go and watch these girls play and pick me. Even if they can't go, get a scout in your camp, in your management team. Let them go and watch these matches, Edo Queens and the rest of them. You will see, if you watch 4 of these matches, you can't tell me, unless you're not a good coach and you can't discover players, you can't tell me you will not see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 raw talent from these games that are being played in the Nigerian Female Football League.
Another thing
they are lazy, that's my opinion.
Is we hear about it in the men team that they have ministers, they have people who have their own players they want to bring.
Even in football,
is there. So I think that is also happening in the female team because the few players that have been introduced, I really haven't seen their use. They haven't really done much compared to the old ones that we have. So I feel like you said, they should go around. The coaches should. That's why he has technical crew. He should send them out to different states. They should go and watch these female players ply their trade with their local clubs. you cannot tell me you go to Ajegunle or Osun State and not be able to pick at least 2 players from each state who will come and perform well.
But this is the regular thing in Nigeria generally, even in other spheres, not only in sports. We naturally lack maintenance culture in Nigeria. If it ain't broke, they don't fix it. Until it's spoiled, they will go fix it. We don't know how to maintain things. And it's like that too. How many times? This is a honest question. I'm asking you out there too. You can send in your replies on our farm TV sports social media handles. Tell us what you think. How many times have you ever heard that Eric Chell, Super Eagles coach, went to go and watch Enyimba play? Or Kano Pillars? Or Warri Wolves? He's a lazy person who sits down and waits for our foreign-based players to show and come and try and win everything for him. What is wrong with Chell? Once in a while, go and watch Enyimba, go and watch Kano Pillars. I think that's the problem. Is this part of their contracts? If it's not, it should be.
It should be in their contract, because is it until the players travel abroad before we get to know them? No. That is why in Europe you have something that they call homegrown players. The homegrown players are supposed to be integrated into the team. I think from next season now they say there will be at least 1 homegrown player starting a match in Europe, and I think we should also have the same thing.
Look at Arsenal, for example. Arsene Wenger got into trouble with the English Premier League at the period. And what was the problem? Arsene Wenger's 22 players, 11 first-team players, and the other 11 players, none of the 22 players was an Englishman. And so they banned clubs in England, insisted, listen, you must have at least 4 Englishmen in any English Premier League team. Arsene Wenger didn't have a choice. They stressed him, choked him, held him on the jugular. The poor man, oh yeah, he used that to run. But the law stands. And I can speak to you today that every English Premier League team must, not condition, must have at least 4 players in the team from England. Must. And if there are rules like that can be done, why can't, in fact, let's get something clear. Nobody knows the contracts Eric Chell signed with NFF. We don't know. No journalist can tell me he has seen it. If he has, he should show me or show us. We have many that wants to see it. But the truth is, we haven't seen that. But at least in your contract, you must be able to say, okay, good, 1 particular homegrown player or 2 or 3 or even 4 must be in the Super Eagles, wherever they go. Even if they don't play, they should go and gain the experience.
If it's not in their contract, I think the NFF should look into that. And with that, we shouldn't have any problem with our national team regarding the male or the female, because there's going to be, the cohesion is going to be there, the togetherness is going to be there, and it's even going to give the homegrown players the opportunity of meeting the foreign-based players and share experience before they travel out. So I think it's something that the NFF should look into before it gets too late.
People have spoken about one of the best coaches Nigeria has ever had. And every time they talk, the first name that comes to their mind is Clemens Westerhoff. And I've always said it. Clemens Westerhoff is not a good coach. He's not a fantastic coach. Fact check me. He's not a fantastic coach. In fact, he's a lousy coach. But he's a fantastic marketer. And he knows people where they matter. So he was able to get Finidi George Kanonwako to Ajax. He was able to get Ikweba to Monaco. He was able to get the market well. And he get men where matter. It's good to have friends where they matter. It's not to have crowd. It's to have friends that matter. Not you have plenty crowd and you. He has friends where they matter. So he was able to take our players from the National League and our own National League, took them to Ajax, took them to Monaco, took them everywhere. And it's worked for us, if you ask my opinion. It's worked for us. So our coaches are depending on the legendary Westerhoff with what he did with our players. Nobody wants to grow from homegrown again. I think we'll talk about this some other time. It's a long discussion. It's still Sports Fans with Wale Scott. We'll take a short break. And when we come back, the UEFA Champions League, drama, and more drama. I'll tell you why I'm saying drama. Because drama was plenty. Sylvester and I will try and assess, dissect, and see what happened. What is the drama I'm talking about, Seth? Sports Fans with Wale Scott will take a short break, and we'll come back. Stay with us. Sports Fans with Wale Scott, and let me tell you about the drama I was talking about. Let me start with Arsenal versus Atletico de Madrid. And it ended 1-1. But calls from the fans and from the people on the pitch say that the officiating was terrible and Arsenal had 2 clear penalties that they didn't give them. That's the first drama.
Okay, I'm not speaking from a biased point of view because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but the second penalty call...
You see, I'm not speaking about that. We'll just go on without...
The second penalty call, I don't see it as a penalty call because there was not... He didn't stamp on his foot, and Eberechi had already lost the ball. His first touch was poor. He has lost the ball. There was no way he could have regained the ball, even if it wasn't fell in the penalty box. So I don't see that as a penalty. But the game in itself wasn't so bad again.
Atletico de Madrid against Arsenal, second leg, semi-final UEFA Champions League. Your take?
Wow, tough one. They are playing at the Emirates. I'll give it to Arsenal. Even though, I'll give it to Arsenal.
Even though what?
We'll talk about it next year.
Okay, now let's look at Paris Saint-Germain, PSG against Bayern Munich. Now everybody's talking about it was a 9-goal thriller, the highest semi-final first leg in the history of the UEFA Champions League. 9 goals in one game. But everybody's talking about they were scoring goals. This team is very good. And me, I always look at things from a different perspective. Weird, if you want to call it that. If you can score 9 goals in the first leg of a UEFA semi-final Champions League, that means there's something wrong with your defense. In my opinion, there's something wrong with your defense. If PSG can score 5 goals past Bayern Munich, and Bayern can score 4 goals past PSG in his first leg semi-final, the highest margin of goals in the history of Champions League, there's something wrong with defense. Let's start from there. The defense has problems.
Yeah, for Bayern Munich, Bayern doesn't have a good defense to start with. They don't have a good defense.
We have seen that now. Even PSG don't.
But for PSG, I think the defenders they have are more of attackers. So they lose themselves, they forget.
Did you see what Harry Kane was doing to the defenders?
He
was having fun.
Launching he was having fun from every angle. For Hakimi and Mendes, they are more of attacking defenders. And you are playing against Luis Diaz and Michael Olise, who are fast wingers. So they'll lose you before you regain yourself.
When you're having fun, Sylvester, time is never your friend. Quickly, what will be your take? Paris Saint-Germain against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena.
I just want to enjoy good football, Mr. Wale. So I'm going to sit on the fence on this one.
Okay, you didn't stay on the fence for Arsenal. It's been good on the show, having you on the show today, Sylvester Nicole. Thank you very much, as usual.
Thank you.
It's been Sports Fans with Wale Scott. Don't forget you can watch the extensive video of this program on Fam TV Sports, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. Of course, you can actually do on Facebook. So stay with us on that one. Sports Fans with Wale Scott. Join us same time on the next show. Like I always advise you, at the end of every show, if not for anything, at least for your hearts, do some sports.